Hello everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie. Welcome back to my channel. I've been working on some lap books and a journal, and I've done flip throughs on the first and second lap books and the farmhouse journal. And made another lap book. I really got hooked on these, and I've tried to make each one a little bit different. So I want to do a flip through and show you what I did on this one. So these are all made out of file folders, and the construction basically is kind of the same as far as height. So they're all about 8.5 by about 6.5. But you can make them different ways. The fronts I've kind of kept the same because I do like the way it looks with the frame out here. But I've done things inside and behind the photos and on the flaps a little different on each one. So let's get started. This particular one, I decided to make some small envelopes to stick up here in the front. And then I went ahead and used the same buckle idea for each one of these. And you can tuck all kinds of things in here and then close it up. Did a little decorating on the outside, a little bit of splattering, and did 2 of these. So there's 2 on this flap here. Some Tim Holtz decorations. Added this little bulldog clip. I'm thinking I might maybe add a charm onto it. I'm not sure yet. And then on the inside here, I decided to make a couple of specimen cards, also using some Tim Holtz. And these are the paper dolls. This is also from Chapter 3. This is specimen cards. Used some alcohol ink, added some gears that I also die cut out of the Tim Holtz set. And then added this old photo with some burlap behind it. Did some splattering on it as well. And here we have this picture, and I went ahead and added a small bow here and added a charm down here as well. And then this opens up, and on the inside I've just done a little Tim Holtz paper doll decorating. Let me get that shine off of there a little bit. Made a couple of coin envelopes as flips on this. Did some decorating on these as well. And then behind here also did some decorating, a lot of stenciling, some splattering, some collaging, all using mostly Tim Holtz items. Some here, some washi tape that I added on to the book page, and also here that I had in my stash. Some of the rub-ons that I also use that are Tim Holtz. So I created the front just a little bit different on each one. When you open it up, on this one, I went ahead and take that glare off a little bit so you can see my gatefold that I had created some time back. I did do a tutorial on that. It is on my channel. I did this one a little different. So I did add the paper in here loosely so that can be removed. It's tied with some Avril yarn, but I did the pockets on the side here a little different. So you could take any kind of little piece of ephemera and you could tuck it in here on either side, whatever you want to. Some tags if you want. Did some stenciling, a little bit of lace, and of course some eyelets here. And then I put a different closure on this one. I used this metal closure. Added some metal corners along with some of the trim and the decoration. So I'll show you that. Came out pretty good. These are pages that you can journal in, and this time I had purchased some of this book page ruffle, and I thought I wanted to use it along with some trim on here. So there's several pages in here. Not every page has a ruffle on it, trying to keep the bulk down on it. That's one thing I learned, is every page causes a little bit more bulk in the lap book. So I have that here. More of the rub-ons here, more splattering. And then here I created a pocket. Let me just remove all these. Out of 3 of the Chapter 3 mini file folders. And what I did is I did a lot of stamping on each one of them, and then I sewed each one on top of the other. And there's also a pocket in the back here. Oops, I have something there. So you have a pocket here to tuck a larger card in, and then you have pockets here. You have a pocket in between, and then you have a pocket here, another one in between, and then finally one at the top. And of course these aren't in the way I had them, but I just wanted to show you how many things you could tuck in there. Did some collaging here, more Tim Holtz paper dolls. Some of these are just some postcards that I had purchased. They're all vintage. Some of these are some Tim Holtz photos, depending on what I had in my stash. Added a gear, which is a sticker looking like a wax seal. More splattering on this one. And then if you open it this way, you've got this little booklet here, and I just tucked in a couple of tags in here. Let me move into the picture here a little better. So I just tucked a couple of tags in here. This is some vintage ledger paper. More of the Tim Holtz dolls, a little bit of collaging here. More of the Tim Holtz and collaging here. And then in the back here, you've got a pocket here, a little tuck spot. So I just tuck in this little tag inside here. And then also here you have tuck spot. So I tucked a couple of things in here. You have a pad of paper also here. Did some stenciling underneath. Did a lot of different ways of putting the paper on, using some of the Tim Holtz. I think these are backdrops. And I think I use volumes 2 and 3 on this, but you use whatever you like on there. I created a little top here and stitched it on and then glued that on so that this can be torn out if you want to, or you can just leave it in a journal. And then here is the paper bag. I just recently did a video on how I created this, and it holds several things inside here. So you've got the tuck back here, which I put this large vintage postcard. Then you've got a pocket here that will hold several, so you could tuck these in. And these are all old vintage photos that I had. And then down here are tuck spots that I just added a photo. I added a couple of Tim Holtz cards in here. And you just tuck them in like that. And tuck them in far enough so that when you go to fold this, it's not going to fold the photo. So then this comes over like this. But then this, let's open this back up again. I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to open up this way. Kind of confusing a little bit. So let me just show you. Here is the front. And then if I open it this way and move these papers over, and this is usually tucked inside. If I open it this way, I made this tag flip right here. I didn't do anything to the tags. I really didn't want to. You could also collage on those, but I just love the way they look and these are the Tim Holtz ones. So I like the look of that. Then I created a couple of envelopes as pockets here. Again, I did not want to decorate here at all. You could stencil on it, you could decorate it, but when I closed it, I just liked the look of it. And then there's, of course, lots of places inside here to tuck lots of stuff. So you've got lots of openings and areas there, and then this just comes back over. Then if you open it this way, here's the bag, and here's this. And then if you fold this over, this is the back. So in the back, I didn't do a whole lot. I just did some stenciling, some splattering. I used another frame. I used another paper doll, and I just created this back area. There's lots of, on the spine here, I did some of this faux leather with some eyelets. I also did some of the Tim Holtz rub-ons, and you'll see rub-ons throughout a lot of the area here. So that's basically what I did on this particular lap book, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it, and maybe you'll give it a try sometime. You guys have a great day. I'll see you next video. Bye.